This is what.
Hello world, it is March 5th, 2012. Hope everybody is having a great start to their week so far. I'm sorry if there's a whole bunch of construction noises going on outside my dorm. They're currently in the process of remodeling the dining hall, and it woke me up at 8 o'clock this morning. Yay! So, on another note, just a little quick frustrating note there. Let's get started with today, which is going to be my review of Caprica, which is sort of the prequel spin-off to Battlestar Galactica. Now, I wasn't planning to watch Caprica right away after Battlestar Galactica, but then I noticed the moment that I finished watching Battlestar Galactica, Caprica came on Netflix. So I was like, not really willing to let go of Battlestar Galactica or really kind of get over my grief. I was like, watch, and I watched it from there. And so Caprica, like I said, is sort of the prequel to the reimagined Battlestar Galactica, which, as everybody knows who watches my channel, I can't say it enough, it's my favorite science fiction show, favorite television show of all time, even though Doctor Who is slowly starting to tie with that, but yeah. So Caprica, the show, is set like 6 decades, approximately 6 decades, I think they say like 58 years before the fall of humanity, and it's set on the planet of Caprica, duh. Now this is set before the first Cylon War and before the 12 colonies came together to unite against the Cylon threat. And Caprica is sort of at the pinnacle of both technological advancement and societal excess. And this sort of gives rise to a monotheistic terrorist group based out of Geminon called the Soldiers of the One. The Soldiers of the One believe in the one true God. Which sounds familiar. Cylon religion. Sorry. So, so the series sort of kicks off when the STO, which is kind of the just short for Soldiers of the One, they blow up a commuter train in the heart of Caprica City. This kills hundreds of people. Among the casualties are Zoe Greystone, who is the daughter of Daniel, the CEO of Greystone Industries, and Amanda Greystone, his wife. And among the casualties also are Shannon and Tamara Adama, the wife and daughter of Josef Adama, who is the father of Admiral Bill Adama, the old man. So Daniel and Joseph kind of sort of initially bond over their grief and decide to work together to bring their daughters back. And their actions set off a massive chain of events that forever changes the 12 colonies, including creating the instruments of their destruction, the cybernetic life form node, or Cylon for short. Now, here's what's really good about Caprica. Caprica is brilliantly acted. I mean, this is a much more character-driven story than Battlestar Galactica, and really the make it or break it in this kind of case lies with the acting, which is top-notch. Every actor or actress in Caprica does a fantastic job with their performances, especially Paula Malcolmson, who plays Amanda Greystone, and she constantly brings her A game into every single time she appears on screen. She is definitely the scene stealer of this entire show. Another note I want to give out to, which is kind of found really kind of special, really awesome, is Polly Walker. So she plays Clarice Willows, or like the antagonist of the whole series. It was so awesome to see Polly Walker, who plays Adia of the Julii in the show Rome, and she was my favorite character in that entire show. And she does a fantastic job as Clarice Willows, a Machiavellian mastermind with a heart, something you don't really see every day. And she does a really fantastic job bringing depth to this character. It's really fantastic. Also, another thing that was really good was the special effects. For a science fiction television show, much like Battlestar Galactica, Caprica boasts some amazing special effects. While a lot of them aren't really used often, they're used to kind of pan out the cityscape of Caprica City, which is really fantastic, as well as the virtual world of New Cap City. Are essentially just very beautiful wonders to behold. Another really fantastic aspect is where the special effects really come to life is when they show the Cylons, and it's awesome to see that as well. And also, this is kind of more of a nerd moment kind of thing. They use the phrase "by your command," by our command. The Cylons do, and the "by your command" was sort of the famous catchphrase the Cylons used in the original Battlestar Galactica. So the Cylons that were developed before and during the first Cylon War are essentially sort of like a reimagined model of the original Cylons from the original Battlestar Galactica. So the "by your command" catchphrase is sort of very present in this series, and it's really kind of cool. It really brings out a nerd moment sort of thing. But there's a lot of things that are not really good about Caprica. The first half of Caprica is aggravatingly slow to a fault. Its slow and deliberate pace in the first half completely backfired on it. Because Caprica has the ability to be fast-paced without any action, but it failed utterly. I mean, the second half of the show is such a, you know, it moves so quickly without very little to no like action-packed sequences. A lot of it's just suspense, a lot of it's just momentum moving, constantly going forward, constantly moving forward. And the first half of Caprica is so aggravatingly slow. I mean, it was just like, get on with it already. Another issue that I found, it just, again, this is a mild nerd moment, is a retcon issue. I mean, the biggest problem that I had with Caprica, and spoiler alert if y'all haven't seen all of Galactica, the series finale sort of depicts the Greystones working with the resurrection technology. As you know, human Cylons, and just Cylons in general, have the ability to, once their body dies, that their consciousness and their soul and their memories and their experiences are transferred into another body of that model. And it depicts the Greystones working with technology, working with the skin jobs, the humanoid Cylons, which is sort of, if you guys remember from Battlestar Galactica, that was the technology that the final 5 Cylons gave the Cylons to stop this first Cylon war. I mean, it was just sort of like, wait a minute, like that didn't, that completely changes the whole continuity of the whole show, which is, again, it's a sort of a minor thing, but something that really, really kind of bugged me as I sort of got to the end. I was like, what? That didn't happen like that. How is that supposed to happen? What? But, yeah. Another thing that also really kind of bothered me, I really didn't think about this until after I wrote this review, was that essentially Caprica suffers from sort of the same problem that a lot of prequels have, when it's sort of like telling a backstory is sort of like an afterthought to like the original sort of series, is that, if you look at Battlestar Galactica and compare it to Caprica, the civilization of Caprica seems so much far more advanced than it did with the original Battlestar Galactica, with the reimagined Battlestar Galactica, which is set 6 decades after Caprica. If you guys remember, when the Star Wars prequels came out, the technology in the Star Wars prequels and the technology that people had in the prequels looked so much far more advanced than it did in the original trilogy, which is set like 20 years after the fact. And it's just like, and just sort of like, really? And it doesn't really make a lot of sense. And again, it suffers from the same problem that a lot of prequels do, especially when a lot of prequels, like I said, are mostly afterthoughts of that. And it's just, it was just really kind of frustrating, because it's like, I don't know. It just kind of bugged me a little bit, but what can I say? But the bottom line of Caprica is that, yes, it's a slow start, but it's brilliantly acted, and it's a brilliantly acted science fiction show with a brilliantly tragic story. I mean, and the second half really sort of tries to redeem it, and it does to some extent, but the first half really just, it takes you a while to get through the first half. You kind of have to really kind of wait, you kind of really have to sit through it and wait for the second half to just come in and completely take you by surprise. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for today, guys. This week is going to be my list of 5. What my list of 5 is, I don't know. Not a list of 5. I did my list of 5 last week. Sorry. It's going to be a personal blog / commentary, events, whatever. I really don't know what's going to be on yet. I have a few ideas kind of shuffling around in my noggin, but once I do, I'll make it and you guys will see it. Alright. Well, I will definitely talk to you guys later. Alright. Peace.